How's it going, Gaming Nation? It's your boy, GamerBoy18, and I'm doing another car video today as a discussion for now. Right now, I'm just in the parking lot at my local library. I was going to head out and do some studying, but before I do my studying, gotta discuss one thing. The new trailer for The Rise of Skywalker. I have been a Star Wars fan my entire life. Okay, maybe not my entire life, but I'm a big Star Wars fan. And at the point we are with Star Wars today is shaky. The way it's been managed, put together, has been disappointing to some. For mainly the sequels. Because not a lot of people many people do not like the sequels. They do not like the new characters. They think it's all been bland. They first thought The Force Awakens was a rehash of A New Hope with new characters, feminist propaganda, and all that crap. Which I can understand. And then The Last Jedi, Rian Johnson came in and he's like, I'm gonna just go and destroy everything you built up. Which kind of tore the fandom apart. A lot of people just went and left Star Wars for good. And me, I was still holding out a bit for Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, because I heard J.J. Abrams was coming back, and I thought he did a good job with The Force Awakens. Now, with the new trailer that came out during the halftime show of the Jets vs. Patriots game, I didn't get to record my reaction because it was late, and I just watched it with a friend. But I gotta say, that trailer was very well done, and I am pretty excited for this movie now. I'm still nervous, as always, but I am excited regardless. What makes me nervous is how this trailer confirmed a whole bunch of leaks that I am not super fond of. So I'm going to be getting into some spoilers right now. If you do not want to be spoiled, click away from the video now. Alright, if you're still here, you're ready to hear the spoilers. So, I'm not really too sure where to start. But a big problem I have that was basically confirmed in this trailer is the idea that Palpatine is alive and well. Or alive and on the brink of death. That's, like, kind of fine to me. But he's just literally supposed to show up out of nowhere, which I'm not super happy about. Excuse me. So, one of JJ's original ideas that I loved was to have Matt Smith play a character called the Dark Acolyte, which was a part of a cult of dark side worshippers that lived in the unknown regions of the galaxy. And one of them had given Palpatine a special device before Return of the Jedi that when on the brink of death, it will allow him to transcend into spirit form. So in Return of the Jedi, when Palpatine was thrown down the reactor shaft by Darth Vader, he used the device, and when the explosion happened, he became a spirit and let himself stay connected to the wreckage of the Death Star 2 on Endor. So when the Dark Acolytes heard about this, one of them went out to find the Death Star wreckage and see what happened, and eventually finds the spirit of Palpatine and gets possessed by him. I thought that idea would have been amazing, but sadly, it was cut from the film as well as Matt Smith's character, which makes me really sad. And the reason this was done is so JJ did it so that Palpatine could get double the screen time, which is a smart idea, but the way it's being done, I'm not super happy about. Why do I still have my seatbelt on? I'm in the parking lot. So, based on what I saw, the whole thing with Palpatine coming back is questionable, But what I really don't like is it gets rid of one thing that I was crazy excited for. At the end of the movie, in one of the original plans, there was supposed to be a 2-on-1 lightsaber duel between Rey and Kylo Ren and Palpatine possessed by Dark Acolyte possessed by Palpatine. That would have been amazing. But instead, at the end, it's supposed to be like Rey and Kylo fighting Palpatine, but he doesn't even use a lightsaber at all, which it's okay, but at the end of every Star Wars film, except The Last Jedi, but no one cares about that, at the end of every Star Wars film, there is a big lightsaber duel. I just want Palpatine to pull out some kind of lightsaber and fight them, other than just using the Force. Other than my issue with Palpatine there isn't too much I really am not... What am I trying to say? There isn't too much that I didn't like. A lot of the stuff I heard for certain things in this plot makes sense, because what I want out of this movie is a good story, and what's supposed to happen in the movie is, I think, decently written as far as I've heard. Because I keep losing track of my thought. I keep forgetting what I'm saying. Let me think, what else? There's another thing in the movie, in the trailer, where Poe Dameron says, what are you doing there, 3PO? And he says, taking one last look, sir, at my friends. At that point in the moment, in the movie, C-3PO is going to get his memory wiped. At the end of every Star Wars trilogy, he gets his memory wiped, apparently. But this is actually done for some real storytelling. What's supposed to happen is that the Resistance and Rey, Finn, and Poe, they're supposed to find an ancient Sith dagger with ancient writing written in it, and C-3PO can't translate it. And this little furry creature you saw in the trailer, his name is Babu Frick, and he's supposed to have something that would update, some kind of like something to put into C-3PO that will allow him to be able to read the language, but in doing so, he would need his memory wiped to comprehend the program. So, C-3PO, he's going to get his memory wiped, and then he's going to have the red eyes, like in the D23 footage. But, for one, I can see how that could end up pretty sad for so many fans, but it ends up being undone, because apparently around the end of the film, I can't remember the full context, but apparently there's another copy of C-3PO's memory somewhere, and they're able to plug that back into C-3PO, and he's like, oh, I'm back, sir. So, not too much point to the whole thing. If they really had that with them, they could go, all right, erase, read it, all right, we have the knowledge, plug the memory back in, all right, now we got C-3PO back. That would... Part of me thinks that's good and bad, because good because we get to have the droid we know and love back. Bad because it completely undoes what they did there, and some would probably say the exact same thing as to why this whole trilogy is garbage, because this whole trilogy undoes Anakin's sacrifice as Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi, and I completely agree with that whole idea, but it could have been done better to where we think of that in a different way. And I feel like maybe this film has a chance at doing that, but I kind of doubt it. Overall, I am nervous for this film, but also kind of excited. I've got a lot of mixed emotions on it, and just hoping that I can go into the theater, see the movie, and walk out pleased. I just want to be pleased with this movie. After The Last Jedi and the disappointment with Solo, for some fans, I enjoyed Solo, but many say that was a disappointment. I want The Rise of Skywalker to be a good Star Wars film. Alright, that will do it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching and sticking around, and I'll see you later. And as always, the Force will be with you. Always.